Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to my very late September, or should I just call it October, monthly opinions on the Sonic the Hedgehog comic book and franchise. I got 16 minutes on here. Hopefully I can get this all done before then. But let's talk about what's going on. Now, I just did my video review for 253. You can watch it, take your time watching it if you want to, especially if you're watching on message boards. Now, what can we say about the comic right now? Right now, as of this past week, and for me as of today, for me and some other people as of today, is the start of Countdown to Chaos. Now, a lot of people are not too sure about Countdown to Chaos. But my opinion, from what I said, just like I said in my video review, I'll say it again. I think what's going on here is Ian Flint's trying to mix in elements of what a lot of people consider the Sad comic continuity and the game continuity. Because you see the way the characters, especially Sonic's starting to remember things, he's starting to remember things from the game continuity, and it's mixing in with the original continuity as well. So it's kind of like a blending. So that's probably what we're going to get in the end, is a blending. It's like, okay, we remember certain things, but we were remembering certain other things as well, even though we weren't physically there or felt like that or something like that. So basically, to me, that's what Countdown to Chaos is. It's basically going to result, in the end, to a blending of them all into one timeline, to where it's like, okay, everybody remembers this, but now they also remember this, but it's remembered in a different kind of way. That's the way. That's how it looks to me. Now, one of the most talked about things that has happened over this past few days is, I've mentioned this already in 2 videos. It's been mentioned on the message boards. It's blown up completely, if you will. But basically, Ben Bates, the artist of the comic, one of the artists of the comic, basically, I guess sarcastically, was joking around or something. Some people are not 100% sure. But basically, I guess he was sarcastically saying that Sally was still a robot, even though a lot of people pretty much said, why would he say something like that, knowing it can get him in trouble? You know, in a video I did a little bit before my review, a video I did earlier today, I basically said the fact that if he was to do that, it's like comparing him doing that to an associate producer or director giving away a certain major spoiler or element or whatever taking place in a major movie, like say Thor the Dark World or something like that, before it comes out to theaters. Not only would he get in trouble for that, but he'd probably be fired. So, again, and there was no indication, just like I said in my review. Rotor didn't stop Sonic and say, oh, well, about Sally not being a robot, that's not technically true. He didn't stop her, nor has Tails said anything, or Big, or anybody, for that matter. Now, I know some people are saying, well, we still have a few issues to go. Yeah, that's true, but again, why give away something that big, and well, not even to the issue she's officially going to return it? So, again, like I told people, take it with a grain of salt. I think he was just sarcastically joking with that person, I don't know, with the fan that was commenting on the collage cover. Speaking of which, somebody finally, by the name of Anubis the Frog, finally took time to put all the covers that have been released for all the issues, including this month and the next few months, has taken them all and put them together as one big poster. Now, me recently, you'll see it in a video before this, I went to Walmart over the weekend, had to wait till today to get it, but I went over to Walmart and I got an 8x10 developed of the collage picture of mainly the Freedom Fighters. I know Eggman's in there. I might go out tomorrow or later this week and might get a 20 by something poster version of it, but we'll wait and see exactly what occurs. Now, anyway, Countdown to Chaos again, getting back to it. Like I said, I believe it's going to be a blending of both realities into one when it's all said and done at the end of the year. So look forward to that. Overall, though, the comic, I will say this, it's definitely going through a lot. It's definitely going through a change of pace. I know a lot of people are not too happy about why it's going in this direction, but you know what? There are certain things that have to be taking place that, you know, you can't really fight. I mean, you can fight it, but you can't really fight it. So we're practically stuck in a situation to where it's like, oh well, whatever. You know, so there's not really much we can do about that. Now, speaking of the comics, Pirate Plunder Panic is still going on. From what people have said, it's good. Definitely read that. I haven't read it yet, but from what I understand, it's actually pretty good. It's actually very funny at some times, so that's going to be good. And I'm going to love to see how it plays into Countdown to Chaos, especially when you have Amy and Cream return. Speaking of Amy, there is one section, when you take a look at the preview pages, and for some of you that have the issue, there's one page that I really got a kick out of. You have Marina basically going like, oh, what, this, that, going like, what are we going to do? We got to do this, we got to do that. She's basically rambling off things that has to be done. And I love this little part at the end of the at the bottom of the page, at the end of the panel. Amy just grabs her and she's like, Marina, stop talking now. And she's like, Marina, stop talking now. I love that. I love that. And that's the thing about Amy in the comics I like. The fact that she takes no bull from anybody. But that might change when she gets back into the new reality, if you know what I mean. Overall, though, overall, definitely it seems like a very funny, action-packed issue. You got to look forward to it in the next few months as it wraps up. And then, speaking of universe, we're heading into a Shadow the Hedgehog 1.5 adaptation. Basically, it's adapting a little bit off of the Shadow the Hedgehog game, but it's known as 1.5 in the eyes of some. And it's supposed to be a big one. It's supposed to be dark. It's supposed to be a little bit darker and grittier than the other universe stories. So look forward to that as well. Overall, though, in my opinion, honestly, the comic right now it's going through, I guess, a regrowth stage, if you will. It's basically going through a time period to where it's like Archie Comics, they want to get the new readers because Sega basically is saying, hey, we got this new generation of fans that we want to introduce, so you need to do something to get them involved with the comics as well. So that's basically what it sounds like to me. But overall, you know, we just got to wait and see exactly how Countdown to Chaos pans out and see how everything else Sonic-wise pans out as well. There's also new graphic novels coming out about Worlds Collide. That's coming out in separate volumes. You got a new Sonic Saga series coming out which involves the two-part story House of Cards. You have Best of Sonic the Hedgehog Volume 2, The Villains. You have a new Sonic Archives based on the Sonic Adventure adaptation, as well as Sonic Selects. I think that's based on Endgame or something like that. So check those out as well. But again, overall, in my opinion, the comic's kind of going through a age right now in its history to where it's basically like Archie's trying to get us some new readers in, but is also trying to obtain the old readership. So it's kind of going through a loop-de-loop, if you know what I mean. Getting off the comics, let's talk about the new games coming out, mostly Lost World. Lost World, we finally got an introduction to the characters of the Deadly Six. We got their names. We got separate trailers on them, and I have to say, it looks fantastic for both the Wii U and the 3DS. Looks tremendous. I already have a feeling that you're looking at the green female out of that Deadly Six that might be kind of like the Rouge and become more like a tweener, an anti-hero. I look at that Xena, or whatever her name is, to be more like that, to go more in that direction at the end. So definitely looking forward to Lost World. It looks like it's going to be very well done. Mario and Sonic, of course, they got the new winner, the new Olympics game coming out. I think it's towards the end of the year or something like that at the Soch Games. So that's going to be good. And then there's an unknown Sonic game that's in the works. We don't know exactly what that one is yet, but one can only wonder. Also, speaking of the franchise, keep watch for the season staff, Sonic season staff at Fans United with SatAM, SonicSatAM.com. Go to the season section of that website, look up the webcomic, and also support Season because they are doing their best to bring this long-lost third season not just into webcomic form, but into animated form as well. support them as well. And it also seems that another fan, along with Matt of the season staff, is working on a prologue called Sonic Prologue. It's basically what Sonic and Tails first meet. Talked about how they first meet. So check that out as well. They got a trailer up for it on YouTube. Overall, again, the comic looks like it's going through kind of like a transitional age right now. It's trying to obtain new readers as well as keep the older readers. The gaming future for Sonic looks okay. Just gotta wait and see what's planned there. And yeah, that's really about it. And again, support the season staff, and we'll just wait and see what happens from there. And that's all I'm gonna say. Oh yeah, Sonic Underground Volume 1 Complete Series is on DVD courtesy of N-Circle Entertainment. And speaking of Sonic Underground, apparently Ian Flynn is already confirmed. According to a lot of people close to Ian Flynn, I guess, Sonic Underground, the epilogue story is still in the works, still going to be happening. We just don't know when. I think he's waiting until maybe after Shadow or something for that to occur. But that's all I'm going to say. Thank you for watching my monthly opinions for October 2013, even though it's September 30th. And I will talk to you all later. God bless, take care, and comment below.